Welcome to REELaTVity. On this channel, I'll be doing movie reviews and recommendations from a real-world perspective, done in an immersive way that you hopefully haven't seen before. I also plan on eventually expanding into TV shows and other outlets once the channel begins to grow and I'm able to dedicate myself to it full time. This is the theater room where we'll be doing the reviews. The movie we're going to be reviewing today is 1922. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. "1922" is a crime drama horror film released in 2017. And for once, I'll leave the description of the film alone. Definitely criminal and dramatic with a touch of horror. It's pretty accurate. But you know there's more I'm going to pull out of it than just those elements. The film stars Thomas Jane as Wilfred James, Dylan Schmidt as Henry James, and Molly Parker as Arlette James. One big happy family, right? Couldn't be further from the truth. Wilfred, a Nebraska farmer living on 80 acres of land, is a proud man. And back in those days, the most important thing to a man like him was his land and his heir. Someone to take over his land once he's gone. But an heir doesn't always have to be a man, as his wife Arlette was left a sizable amount of land herself in a will from her father. Wilfred was under the assumption that she would merge her land with his and have even more land to will to their son Henry. But a difference of opinion on the subject adds more animosity to the already dysfunctional household. This husband and wife truly hate each other, and seemingly long before this recent disagreement. Arlette has aspirations of city life and owning her own shop. Wilfred is content living his existence out on the farm. This is a constant clash for the couple, and they're inevitably headed for divorce. But money and land aren't the only important factors here. Arlette also wants to take their only son Henry with her. And like most splits, custody battles can bring out the worst in people, even in 1922. Henry, at 14, is his father's son. Loves the farm life, the country life, but loves his mother. So understandably feels caught in the middle. Now an impressionable mind can easily be manipulated to think many things and to do unthinkable things. And with love, loyalty, and obedience thrown in, you pretty much have a brainwashed cocktail of things. Henry's 14-year-old mind falls susceptible to this mix, and it takes him somewhere he will never return from. But in the year 1922, Henry didn't take that trip alone. Now, living with irreversible acts brings on more than just increasing guilt. You also have to lie to cover what you've done. And depending on how much you can handle or can't handle, you'll end up lying to yourself just to cope. Wilfred and his son Henry both begin experiencing this. And the lengths they go to keep their secret has no limit, no matter how dark or how sinister. The guilt takes a toll on young Henry, and his girlfriend Shannon, played by Caitlin Bernard, notices. But she doesn't know why he isn't the same boy she used to know. Only his father knows that. When she ends up pregnant and they want to marry, resentment begins to build between father and son over the selfish decision they made concerning Arlette. Money they would have had if they had gone another route is now not available to them. But hindsight is 20/20, and Henry begins challenging his father to make a way for he and the soon-to-be mother of his child, as her father wants to send her away and get rid of the baby for ruining the family name in his eyes. Henry won't let that happen and decides to take matters into his own hands. he takes Shannon and runs off with her, as that's all he cares about anymore, and blames his father for manipulating him and cursing his life. Now, Wilfred begins reaping what he's sown as well. Now alone in a house and on land he do and had done anything to retain, things rapidly begin turning for the worse for him, and it was looking like it was going to be a cold, hard winter. But that wasn't the worst of his problems. Now partially incapacitated and heavy on the drinking, Wilfred gets a visitor from the past, and the things revealed to him about his runaway son are so chilling and painful, all he can do is listen in horror and anguish as he knows he's responsible for the boy's fate and the fate of many others. But like he says in the end, we all get caught. This one sticks with you for a minute. It's believable if you overlook some of the over-the-top horror elements. I wouldn't be surprised if something like this has happened somewhere at some time. You know, we all want our way when it comes to things, but how far are you willing to go to get your way? And who are you willing to possibly drag down with you? Like I said in my Joker review, the human mind is fragile. And for some, all it takes is that one traumatic event for them to begin to unravel. In 1922, Henry and his father enacted that event and would pay for it for the rest of their lives. My movie ratings and best performance award will be showing next, so continue watching until the end. Subscribe and like if you haven't already, and comments are welcome as I'll be looking to improve these reviews over time and possibly even taking requests. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next review.